Okay, so we have another Vlom scenario on this particular vehicle, and I am going to look into it a little bit further with you guys on here because I am confident of a scenario here. The bolts on this one, I am like 95% confident that they are loose, probably finger tight. The reason I think that is because I did a deactivation test in the scan tool, and when I did the deactivation test, cylinder 6, I just did it on 2 because cylinder 6 had the misfire, and uh, cylinder 1 did not. So they're opposite sides of the Vlom. Now, cylinder 6, when I did the deactivation, the oil pressure dropped down substantially, and cylinder 1 here, when I did the deactivation, did not. So I believe there's at very least loose bolts on this side, and it has blown out the gasket on this side. So I already started. I pulled the coil off. I pulled the alternator off. So all I have to do is pull the bolts off. I wanted to do that live, and fuel rail, a couple little harness things. So it won't take me long. But we're going to get to that Vlom. We're going to cover just that Vlom thing real quick, and then we may have to release the lifter, but I don't think so because it's not ticking crazy loud. It is misfiring like the lifter is collapsed, but it's not ticking. So I believe I have to fully disable this Vlom like I did the last one. But we're going to go ahead and get started. As soon as I get that done, we're going to shut the video down. I don't want to live stream for very long today, so let's get to it and get it done. Thing before, and it has the updated metal gaskets, so I'm pretty confident I'm not going to have to replace gaskets because they've been done once before. The only thing I do have concern is the JB weld that's boogered all over one of the intake spots here. I hope it's not cracked or anything because that would cause issues when it comes to putting everything back together here. Oh, I found my socket from yesterday, by the way. For those of you who tuned in, if you're watching, that fuel line was down there this time. Okay, now before I take all the bolts loose, I'm going to do a little air off of this whole area. Somebody just asked if I found my socket. Yes, I found my socket. I'll do the other questions here in a minute. I do not have that valve cover off, so if you're concerned about that, the valve cover is still on. That's why I'm doing it before I take anything apart. There's the socket. It fell underneath something on the floor that I could not have predicted, that's for sure. Ooh, this is what happens when somebody else pulls the intake off. That bolt is way tight. Holy crap. Ooh. Yeah, there's no intake that loose. Alright, I'm going to read a question while I work. When it's cold, it reads low, but when it's warm, it's normal. Well, that is interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that yet. I have to think about that one for a minute. I don't think... You know, it's probably that screen. Because when it's cold, it's too thick to get through the screen's little... What the hell? Oh, they got epoxy on the bolt over here. Okay. But when it's cold, the oil is so thick. You said it's... I better make sure I'm reading that right. Oil pressure reads low when it's cold, but when it's warm, it's normal. Okay. So when it's cold, the oil is so thick, it probably can't get through the plugged screen, whereas you have just enough of a opening in the screen pores that it can get through when it's hot. I gotta chisel away some epoxy. Thanks, whoever did this last. There it goes. That didn't take much. So apparently they fixed that broken intake on the vehicle. Yeah, a lot of these are way, way tighter than they should be. Pickup tube O-ring, that is a possibility as well. It'll suck air, thus dropping the oil pressure. And once it's warm, it's thin enough that it can actually pump the oil. So, who said that here? Chris? Yeah, you're probably onto something too as a possibility. That's the brake booster hose that you just heard. There's the bolt with the epoxy that was on it. Let's see. Oh no, you can't really. Well, you can see one little booger, but barely. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. One little stripe across the washer there. Stay. Oh, nice. So you have this big boogered up area worth of epoxy, and then this bracket here, they don't have the bracket held down by the bolt. I don't want to, yeah, I suppose I can show you maybe. I don't know if you can see that, but the bracket hole is way over here and the bolt is over here. So they didn't even line that up properly. I mean, it works for now, and I didn't mess with it, so I guess I'm going to leave it alone, but I'd hate to break it on them. Gotta love that. Nice big booger of JB Weld there. What do we got here? More foam. Ooh, that one almost made it in the garbage. First one made it in. Alright, so this is the metal style gasket. Oh. A fuel injector clip. Let's go see. All kinds of goodies on this one. Oh, I guess that that technician must have had some clips lying around. Some spare clips, because they're all on. Oh. Brand new fuel injector O-ring? Oh no, he cut this one when he installed it. Oops. Boy, whoever was doing this was pretty sloppy. Oh, come on. There it goes. Alright, so here are the metal gaskets by Vlom. These are a really, really nice gasket. They're reusable several times. They're very, very good quality. I highly recommend getting these, but they are rather spendy. Alright, the moment of truth here. I might as well move you guys. Okay, so you can see a little bit better now, of course, and we're going to go ahead and grab some of these bolts just with my fingers, and we're going to see what happens here. So let's start on this side. Oh, there we go. Got this one. Finger tight. Whee! Nothing. Oh, oh, that one's loose. See, oh, that one's loose. What else? This one's loose. Holy crap! This is the worst one I've had so far. This one's loose. Loose? Oh my goodness, does somebody have this off and forget to tighten it down? I mean, for real. This is crazy. Another one. Oh, that one's tight. This one's loose. Well, I guess I don't know if that's tight, but it's at least not finger tight. Okay, so we got two that are more than finger tight. Just for fun, I have just a socket here. I'm going to see if I can loosen it with a socket because I'll have a little more leverage. Oh, not quite. Okay, so we got two bolts that are tight. That's it, though. Let's see. It's kind of sort of tight enough. That one was, you know. More that, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and zip the rest of these out with the gun because I'm not going to sit there and do it by hand. Other than for the fun factor. Oh, one thing I'm forgetting to do is vacuum the sucker out. Pun unintended. Okay, little screwdriver action right here. Just breaking this stuff free. All right, the vacuum sound. That's better. Kind of hoping for the sake of knowledge here that we're going to find a completely blown out gasket on cylinder number 6. Okay, let's see here. So 6 is this one. This is one of those that I can actually take apart. Boy, this thing is disgusting. Notice how the gasket's kind of bulged up here. A little bit goofy. But you know, it doesn't look completely blown out. However, it is completely flat. There is no cushion left to that thing. So it's squished to the max now. And being the bolts were loose, that would suggest that it's just going to blow right around it. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, yeah, see how much dirtier this is? And this is kind of cleaned off here. I don't know if you guys can see that good or not. But these two are definitely clean. And in fact, there's one in the back there that's pretty clean too. So that suggests that the oil was washing it out. Paying more attention to where I leave the truck, or the socket. That's hilarious. Where did I leave that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's over here. I see it. It's okay. I think I found it this time. All right. Cam lobes that I can see look good. Let's go ahead and pop this valve cover off and see if it's collapsed or if it's just like permanently disengaged. Now this motor does have a decent amount of sludge in it too. So there's a possibility those little locks are stuck in place. And my trick might work for that too. We can try it. Certainly see what happens, I guess. Oh yeah, this dipstick, see how it's busted from the bracket? That's pretty common on these things. Happens a lot. It just sits there and vibrates. And you see this, there's some green around here. That means the sensor is probably leaking. That's for the air conditioning. See what's under this dirty pig. This gasket's going to get replaced. That looks hard. It's kind of hard. It's hard enough that I'm going to replace it. Okay, cylinder 6. So that's this guy here. Oh, look at that. It is loose. Why wasn't it making a bunch of noise, I wonder? All right. Well, let's release that sucker. I didn't have to look for long. I found it this time. That's going to hang with me forever now. Oh, all right, set this down over here. Oh, this one has the wear mark on it that I have seen many times before, which means there's probably more like it. So I'll show you guys what happens to the tips of these rockers. I'll actually get you a good view of it here. Do my best, at least. This happens pretty often, and you have to replace the rocker as well when you have this problem. This one is a pretty much everything went wrong kind of a vehicle. Alright. So you see I cleaned that off, and I'm going to clean the tip of, there, that's the bad side. Really nice and good here. Alright, this one, the ball end isn't as bad as they normally are, but the rocker, so it might have just started, is certainly showing pretty good. Although it is really thin, so it's been doing it for a while. Maybe it just doesn't have as much grit in the motor, I don't know. Alright, let's see. Oop, wrong side. Camera's over here. See if we can get you guys to... There, you see how it's got those grooves, those lines in it? Those lines are because it's not turning and it's just wearing out really poor inside there. And that will correlate with the lines on there. So that is a very common problem on these things. And what you have to do then is just replace the rocker and the push rod all at the same time. Now what I'm going to recommend to this guy, I'm going to call him after I get this thing released, and I'm going to tell him, you know, hey, you had one that scored like this, let's pull all the rockers and inspect them. Just because I want to make sure that we don't have this problem on more of them before I go ordering the parts. And then what I'll do is maybe I'll order them from a supplier that's a little cheaper, and I can save him a little bit of money too. Okay, so might as well use this junk push rod. Let's see here. Stick it in the hole. Here we go again. Where's my brass hammer? At least I didn't have it today, so it's lost from yesterday yet. You didn't keep track of that one, did you? Oh, here it is. Alright, so we got the tool out again. Found my brass hammer, fortunately. Gonna wipe off the end, make sure I don't have any crazy chunks that are gonna come flying off. Now, let's drop this guy in. That one's full of oil, so I'm getting my hands clear because it does that burping up thing. Now yesterday, we discovered that my camera cannot see in the hole good enough. So it's not worth trying to find where that thing's located in my scenario. So let's go ahead and watch for that push rod to fly out of there. Well, I saw it lift up a little bit. Come on. Can't get a reasonable hit at it. This one is not given very easy here. I'm going to clean out the hole with a little brake clean and hope that it's the oil taking up some of the shock. I noticed this one feels a lot softer when I hit it. So I don't know if it's maybe got some sludge in there or something. Oop, can't do that yet. That's still the concrete from last night. I had to drill some holes for my winch last night. I was having trouble with it. I'm going to step this up a little bit since I got the tool here and I really don't care about the end of the tool. I'm going to use the steel on steel so I get a little more of a ping to it. hopefully a better vibration to it. Man, I do not like it. Okay, check this out. I can see where the hole is. I have a mark going on here. So I softened the end of these things. But you see where that mark is? So that's where the hole on the side of the lifter is. But I know for a fact that I am not hitting the hole directly. So I'm not going to put a dent in it. At least not easily because I'm so far over and off of the hole. So it should be good there at least. So I am going to sand that down just a little bit, then clean this out and go at it again here. Alright, all cleaned out, sanded, added a little angle to it because it was obviously hitting more on one side than the other. So let's give this a shot. Okay. I am not going to hit that any harder. I do not want to do any more damage. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rocker back on and take a look, just in case, because I swear I saw it move up a little bit. And this one was not knocking loud by any means, so maybe it was just a little bit sloppy, just enough that it could make up for the cushion. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that rocker back on quick, just for shits and giggles here, and see what happens. Oh, I don't even need to throw it back on. It's definitely not up. Okay. I'm just going to leave it there. And I guess this one might not be as lucky, but we're gonna give it another hit. I mean, I did soften this thing quite a bit. I'm gonna give it a little more angle to try and make sure I'm not hitting where that circle is and I'm hitting more on the other end here. A little more aggressive of an angle than I thought before, so I guess I have to redo the tools for the ones that have to get hit pretty hard. At least maybe. We'll see how this thing goes here. It's not going good so far. Oh, see it moving. Oh, it stopped. And locked. Alright, so we got stuck. And one guy reported having this happen before. I thought maybe he just hit it too hard, but now I'm starting to wonder if he just had too stuck of a lifter and had to hit it as many times as I have. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's get a little more gentle pull up on this. There we go. Oh yeah, definitely the end of it's got a problem. So we're going to see what happened to this thing and adjust as needed. This isn't turning out to be such a great success story. Alright, that's interesting. So I got the angle better, but the contour could use a little work. I'll get these tools perfected yet. But I think I see what happened. So you see where it's hitting it? It's taking this part and it's splitting it apart further. So I'm going to sand down these edges and give it one more try, but I really don't think it's going to work. I'm really starting to question this one, and to the point of how many times I'm hitting it that I might do some serious damage on this side. Right? It does look like he's getting a DOD delete. At least at this rate it does. That's unfortunate for him. Still binding. Alright, I'm gonna clean up one more spot. Might actually be a little bent, I don't know. Alright. I'd use a Dremel with a small drum, sand a bit made in a crescent moon. Lifter when you get it out. Alright, now it fits in there nice and easy. Okay. Come on. We're going to give it one decent. Nope. Nada. I don't like it. Now I'm getting super uncomfortable. I'm hitting it plenty hard. It should not be taking this much to get it to come free. Not at all. This one's not the rear cylinder, so I'm going to try and look down this one again. I got a little LED light I might be able to make myself see it with. Well, it does not appear I'm damaging it at all. I'm hitting below the hole by a decent amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this junk lifter I have here for reference and see where that spot that they stick is. Oh, okay. So this is the hole. I can barely see part of it because the lifter is up. So I'm actually hitting it about right there, right? So I'm putting all the pressure right in this area, and the spot that it sticks is literally like right below the hole. So I think if I push this lifter down and I hit it closer to the hole, I might have a little bit better chance. If it doesn't go, this guy's getting a full delete, I guess, or a new lifter and then having it turned off, whichever he decides. It's his choice ultimately, but I would recommend the delete. Much more expensive, but worth it. There we go. Just pushed it down. I might as well see where it's at now. So it literally just was being bounced up. And the fact that I was able to push it down that easy, that means I haven't caused any damage whatsoever. I can actually see where that little locking paw is and that it's collapsed through the hole in the side of the lifter. Glad I grabbed this light. I wish I would have did this yesterday. See if I can pull a miracle here. This one needs a miracle. Oh! Oh! That was a decent bounce. Alright, I'm going to take a peek in there again. I'm going to push on it first. It's not going down, but it did go up. Unlike before, where I pushed it down again. Let's see here. Okay, I think it moved a little bit. I think. At least I got my hopes up a little bit. Trying to use the rocker as leverage to try and push that back down just in case it's sticking in the... Oh, no, it's not sticking because it didn't move. Okay, try it again. Just don't want to hit it so hard that I'm going to damage something. I'm gun shy now from the one I was hitting with the brass. It's stuck again. That's not good. Not cool. Not cool at all. I think this one's getting a delete. Definitely am thinking this one's getting a delete. Oh, I see what's happening. It's bending the push rod, so it's kind of doing this number as I'm hitting it. It's following the curve. Okay. I don't know if there's a way I can really prevent that. Good thing I have an unlimited supply of tools here. Alright. This guy's screwed, but... This is the first one I've had that officially would not actually release. Most of them release, but would collapse, and I thought I solved that on the... I'm pretty sure I solved that on the last video. But this one's actually not releasing at all. So, I mean, how stuck is this darn thing? It's got to be pretty bad. Pretty darn bad to be so stuck I can't release it. Like I said, I think he's screwed. I really don't want to give up. I did push down a little bit, not much though. Not prying very hard, just enough to see if I could feel it collapse. Okay. I don't know. I don't like it. What do you guys think? This guy's screwed, isn't he? Man, I think I just bent the damn thing when I hit it. I might be hitting it at too much of an angle. I literally bent it that time. I can dream, right? Dreaming. Just bending it too much. No, I am not going to full swing this hammer. It's just the only hammer I have that I can hit from the side, so I have a straight hit. I'm just going to... Nada. No way. Just no way. Yeah, there's no way. This guy's screwed. Alright, well, we have a unsuccessful delete trick. Unfortunately, I'm going to call the guy, let him know, and I'll probably build one more tool, and I'll just give it one hell of a whack for the fun of it, and see what happens. And to verify whether, I'm going to move this, and if it does release when I give it a serious whack, then I will verify whether the lifter's damaged by taking the rocker, those parts off, and then I'll turn the motor over until I see that the push rod has moved up, and then I'll turn the motor over some more and push it down with my hand. And if I can't push it down with my hand, that lifter is screwed. So I'll make one more tool and then I'll try it, but I don't think it's gonna go. I think this guy's pretty much hosed. So I suppose I could maybe check for some questions quick, and then I'm gonna get the heck out of here from the live stream and try and get this thing to take. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to find my mouse. Can't find my tools, can't find the mice. I swear they got 2 legs of their own. Alright, let's see here. Got all kinds of comments. Alright, we have a how much would it cost to fix, but I'm not sure what for. Oh, for the Vlom scenario. How much would it cost to fix? That's going to depend on where you're located as far as how much it costs to fix. Labor rate around here is pretty spendy. I don't know where you're located. Love finding hack job Easter eggs exactly. Okay, he's got an engine out now. That's fun. Normal oil pressure for these motors, I get asked this all the time, and it depends. I mean, generally speaking, it's usually around 35 at idle hot, but it's going to depend on oil thickness, where you're living, what the temperature is. There's so many variables. But the socket on the wiper shroud, you know, I've done that. The funny thing is, some vehicles, they have a really big hole around where the wiper arm comes through, and I've had them drop down in that hole. It's a bastard to get those out of there. So that's kind of why I try and avoid putting sockets up there, and I, put bigger tools up there, generally speaking. I'm just going through every one of these comments. Thanks, HG. And if there's any good. Are the Melling JB7011? I guess I don't know. When it comes to lifters, as far as if you're doing a full delete or something, go with the LS7 factory lifters. They are probably the best lifter that you can get for these motors. They just hold up the best. I'm not sure why. They have a little bit better hydraulic characteristics, and they just hold up the best. That's what we usually put in all the performance motors. I'll go straight to GM, and through GM Performance, they have a lifter kit, and it cost me, I believe, $109 if I remember correctly, and that's straight from GM. So they're really affordably priced, but of course that's if you're eliminating the DOD and you've replaced the cam kind of a situation. In Republic of Missouri, yeah, I am not in Missouri, so I have no idea what their prices are. Make the tool and put the flashlight back in your toolbox. In other words, you're saying I should stay and try it with you guys live, I assume. Hour and a half or 2. Well, maybe I can make the tool for you guys quick. Well, I pretty much did most of the building on it. I have it almost ready. So, this is a pre-made tool. So I have this milled down, and then the end is all I have to cut now. So I just got to hit that on the grinder, but that's really not fun or impressive to watch. What I do, though, so you can see I have my drill press here. What I do is I take these things and I chuck them in the drill press, and then this plate of steel, the hole in here, I have to center it with this as best I can, and I have it so it rides on this side of the hole, kind of. And then on the other side, I have a bit coming in from this angle on the back of it, and that bit is what sits there and cuts it. So I sit there and I run the drill press down, cut it, then I lift this up and do it again to get the full length cut on the thing. So that's kind of how I go about doing these things, and then I, of course, grind the end of it. I've kind of come up with a procedure that's reasonably easy for me to do, and doesn't take too much time, because originally using that sander, I was wasting so much time doing it that it was like, I'm not making even $5 on these things. It's ridiculous, So that's kind of just the way I do it. I don't know. You guys want to see me run one through quick? I can run one through. I already see a yup. I don't know if that's for running it through or not. I'll just start setting up here. In case you guys do say you want to do this. Alright, I got a thumbs up. Okay, I'm going to move the toolbox, get it a little bit more out of the way here. Okay, there's that. So I centered it this way as best I can. Tighten down the back so it brings the table to level again. I have to take all this crap off of here. I need to make one anyway because I'm going to be selling one here today. A little bit later, I think. I had somebody inquiry. Where did my oil go? There it is. Some oil, safety glasses. Woo! Almost went ass over tea kettle. Slipped on my pry bar. Alright. So I just take a little oil here. Gotta lube the shaft so before you go in the hole, you know. And I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna draw this down, and you guys won't be able to see unless I move you. You see the smoke coming out here? That's obviously from the oil being burned as it's cutting. Alright, so there's the first pass on it. Now I gotta go up, do it again quick. Same thing. Try and get you guys over here and bang you against just about everything in the garage. Alright, grab a towel and wipe this thing off a little bit. Got oil all over it, of course. Alright, give you guys a glimpse of what it looks like here. So you can see the turn marks. They're crude, but they work. It's actually a bit from a brake lathe, like an old Amco brake lathe. And so there's the drop off from it. So it's not much of a cut, but it's just enough to give the room that you need to clear everything. So now I gotta do this at a 45-degree angle and make that cut. Now this, I wish this drum were a little bit smaller. I wish I had something with a little smaller drum to do this with, because this is a little bit too big of a diameter. Obviously the lifter is much smaller than this. Okay, there's that, and then I got one final thing that I do. I don't know if my drill is... Gotta find my bit for my drill, and the drill itself. Now I normally have a chamfering bit. I don't know where I set that at last night. I was in a hurry last night when I was doing what I was doing. But I'll just use this for now. All I do is I take in, still on air hammer, or hammer drill mode. Just to clean up the burr that ends up left behind inside that hole. And now I'm going to take brake clean, blow through both ends, and blow it out with an air nozzle. Nope, and knock you guys crooked. Okay. So there we have it. There's that tool. Pretty simple, really, but I might as well give this thing the scary hit. I don't know. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I could break the already broken truck. I mean, he's pretty much screwed, so. There it is. Yo, Jason, how goes the battle? See, you're actually on here. Nope, just wedged it right away. Yeah, this one don't stand a chance. I'm going to call the guy. I'm going to let him know. Give him the bad news, and we'll go from there, I guess. So be sure to hit that little like button. I'm gonna take off here unless I see a question, which I do not think I do. So yeah, you guys will be seeing another displacement on demand delete. Hopefully that one will go a little bit better than the last. And this time I'm gonna pull the oil pan off. The only reason I didn't last time was the guy just did an oil change, and I really wanted to avoid it. I wish I would have. It's practically easier to pull the oil pan off. So hopefully this guy goes for the delete and not the fix, but I'm going to give him a call and we're going to find out. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on another either live stream or video here soon.